Standard Time gives you the ability to schedule project task hours for employees, and they will see those hours in the timesheet next to their project tasks. So I'm going to show you how to do that. What we're looking at here is the timesheet. You see the 6 tabs along the top, and I've got the timesheet chosen. You've got your projects along the left-hand side, and then your Monday through Sunday columns for the actual work. I'm going to open up one of these projects, and you now see the tasks underneath that project. There's quite a few here. This is actually showing a hierarchical view of the project. You see these sub-projects in folders, and then you see the actual tasks underneath that. But this is all of the tasks that are assigned to this project. If I collapse again, then you just see the list of projects. So go ahead and open this up. You see the tasks, and the next thing I'm going to do is go up to this little menu next to hours for the week of. When I pull down this menu, there is an item here that says show scheduled hours. There's a lot of other items in here that you can use for the timesheet for different modes and operations. But I'm going to choose show scheduled hours. Now when I do that, you see these green rows show up, and that's where you're actually going to type in scheduled hours. You would do this to give the employee some advice about what projects and tasks you want them to work on. Generally speaking, that would be when the employees are new to the project or new to the company. This gives them some advice or some direction as to where you would like them to work. Now, this more or less falls into the micromanagement category, so you would probably stop that after the employee gets their footing and they're able to work on the project. But this does allow you to give some advice and some help as to which projects and which tasks you want them to work on. So that's what the green rows are for. You would enter your hours there. We're going to do that, but I just wanted to go ahead and unselect this so that you can see again what happens. We see the list of tasks. When I choose this, you'll see the green rows show up, and so there they are. Now I'm going to enter some hours into these green rows. Before I do that, let's go over to the tree on the left hand side, and I'm going to choose an employee. I'm an administrator, so I can go into other employees' timesheets. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Buzz, and you see up at the top here that I'm now filtering the timesheet by Buzz. I have a yellow X I can click to remove that filtering and go back to my own timesheet. So I would be able to presumably go into each one of these cells and enter some hours for Buzz to give him some advice on the tasks that I want him to work on. He would then put his hours into these white cells for the hours that he works. Now this peach colored column is a holiday, and this blue colored column is just today, so don't let that confuse you. So I'm going to enter some hours into this, but I wanted to also show you, before I do that, over in the View menu under Project Resource Allocation, there's another place that these hours are going to be used. Now this is optional, you don't have to use this, but I wanted to show you how these hours can be used in another way. Resource allocation is just a fancy word for scheduling hours or telling when a person is going to work out into the future. So let's go ahead and choose this. This window may be unfamiliar to you, but basically what we're looking at here is a graph of all the hours this employee is scheduled to work out into the future. We've got a nice blue column here that shows that this person is correctly allocated or has enough work on this particular time segment, and then things sort of fall off with these yellow bars. Now I've got Buzz chosen for the user, and I wanted you to just take note of the July column here. Okay, we've got almost no hours there. So let's go ahead and close this, go out into the future, and pick July, and then let's give Buzz some hours. So let's say we're going to have him start on this, and then maybe the next day we'll split some time between both these tasks, maybe finish up this task, and then go back to work on these. So now we're out into the future giving advice as to which days and which tasks to work on. So let's see how this looks. Again, back at View, Project Resource Allocation. I pick this, and now you see that we have some hours scheduled for this time slot, and this has jumped up whereas it used to look kind of low. Now you obviously want to get this up to where we have 40 hours in the week, like this bar here, and that would turn blue. But that does give you an idea of how these hours do affect other areas of the program. Again, this is optional. You don't have to use this. But if you did, you could also use the availability bar chart, which is really just the inverse of that. And you can see that for the most part, Buzz is available way out into the future for new work because he has almost none allocated. So that's a way for you to schedule some hours out into the future and help your employees know which tasks you want them to work on.